coming in from the state of Punjab this time, where the Congress is all set to announce its Punjab chief ministerial phase. That's all set to happen at 7 p.m. this evening. Let me now go across to Amandeep, who's also joining us on this broadcast. Yes, Amandeep, after we have seen that infighting once again coming up between Sunil Jakhar and these two faces of Charanjit Singh Channi coming to fray. Now it seems that the Congress party is all set to announce the chief ministerial candidate this evening.
Absolutely, Richa. And in fact, the tweet from the Punjab Congress was clear-cut indication that today by 7 p.m. they are going to announce the CM face for Congress party in Punjab for Assembly 2022. And in fact, that would be one of them, either Navjot Singh Sidhu or Charanjit Singh Channi. And before this, prior this tweet, there are so many indications that has been given by the Congress party. Number one indication, when INC tweeted Chief Minister Charanjit Singh Channi's video through Sonu Sood, claiming that the CM should be that person who was selected by the party, not forcibly come on the chair. And in fact, after that, another indication for Charanjit Singh Channi is that he is contesting from two simultaneously seats, number one Chamkaur Sahib and number two from Badhaud. And in fact, this is the history of Congress party. Whenever they select a chief ministerial face, they will definitely make him to contest from two different seats. But now today itself, they have rolled out a video with two faces, Navjot Singh Sidhu and Charanjit Singh Channi. The possibility of Charanjit Singh Channi is very high, and in fact he will be the chief ministerial candidate for the Congress party. And today by 7 a.m. every confusion and complication inside the Congress party would be over, or we can say the infighting of the Congress party will escalate, just because if Charanjit Singh Channi will be announced by Congress High Command, Navjot Singh Sidhu will not be able to digest it. And if Navjot Singh Sidhu will be announced as a CM face, obviously there is a specific section of the Congress party who is actually not liking Navjot Singh Sidhu and who don't want that Navjot Singh Sidhu should lead the entire Congress party in Punjab. So complication will definitely arise after this announcement also. But the day has come, deadline has been given by 7 p.m. Everyone will watch this announcement that who would be the CM face for the Congress party, just because Congress is every day facing the leadership crisis inside the party. Either it is a ticket distribution, either it is a selection for the CM face in Congress. Yes, Richa.
And stay with us, Amandeep. If we also take a closer look at that video that has been tweeted out by the Punjab Congress, they are mentioning about the fact that stay tuned at 7 p.m. is when they will possibly make that announcement. But they have clearly mentioned both Navjot Singh Sidhu as well as Charanjit Singh Channi. So that means this is a clear competition between these two leaders.
Absolutely, Richa. The point is that before this, Congress party has also done an exercise, and in fact they have invited the responses for these two leaders, either Charanjit Singh Channi or Navjot Singh Sidhu, or they have given the third option also, that Congress should go without any CM face. And in fact now the entire exercise has been over, just because the response from the ground, from inside the Congress party, was very much divided and even inclined towards Charanjit Singh Channi. And that is the reason Charanjit Singh Channi is contesting from two seats to make him a safe candidate. And even Navjot Singh Sidhu on the other side was not able to digest it, that Channi is contesting from two seats and putting the entire onus to Congress High Command. It is the prerogative of the party. But the point is that two faces, two leaders, the fight was continuously visible on the Punjab ground since months. And in fact today by 7 p.m. everything would be end, and the announcement of CM face would be out, either Charanjit Singh Channi or Navjot Singh Sidhu. The infighting of the Congress party is not going to die down after this announcement also. And in fact it is very clearly visible on the Punjab ground. The announcement will definitely escalate the internal tussle of the Congress party, just because the Congress has already divided into the sections. One section will not accept Charanjit Singh Channi as a chief ministerial face, other section will not accept Navjot Singh Sidhu as a CM face. So this infighting will escalate after the announcement, and that is the reason they wanted to announce at the earliest, just because since Aam Aadmi Party has announced Bhagwant Mann as a CM face, it was a pressure that was mounted on the Congress party to release the chief ministerial face as soon as possible. possible. That is the
In
reason
fact,
Rahul Gandhi
Amandeep,
in
stay
his...
with us. We are also joined by the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson from Punjab, that is Gurbinder Singh Dhillon. Dhillon sahab, your first reaction to this entire tweet that has been put out by the Punjab Congress. They are now stating and all set to make an announcement by 7 p.m. And in that video, we can see the faces of both Navjot Singh Sidhu and Charanjit Singh Channi at a time when there is a war and infight happening within the Congress party.
मैम ये कितनी ही हास्यहीनी बात है। कांग्रेस पार्टी इतनी पुरानी पार्टी है और आज उसको मजबूरन हमारे पीछे पीछे चलना पड़ रहा है। हमें इस बात की खुशी है, लेकिन इस बात की खुशी ये है कि उन्होंने अपने आप को मान लिया कि उनको इतनी अकल नहीं है जितनी अकल आम आदमी पार्टी वालों को है। आज देखो, वो हम जो पद चिन्हों पर हम चले, जो हमने रास्ता निकाला, उस पर चलने के लिए उनको मजबूर होना पड़ा। देखो, पहले नवजोत सिद्धू जो थे उन्होंने अनाउंसमेंट की कि ये हजार रुपया कहाँ से देंगे। बाद में आप उन्होंने की कि हम 2-2 हजार देंगे, सिलेंडर भी देंगे। हमने कहा कि हम लोगों की राय लेंगे, लेकिन उन्होंने कहा, मजाक उड़ाया उस बात का, लेकिन आज उसी बात पर वो चल रहे हैं। तो आप देख लीजिए कि पंजाब में उनका कितना कहाँ तक वो सरकार चलाने के लायक हैं। बतौर स्पोक्स पर्सन आम आदमी पार्टी पंजाब, मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि सिद्धू साहब या सोनिया गांधी या राहुल गांधी, उनको ये चाहिए कि पहले हमसे 5 साल हमें राज करने का मौका जो लोग दे रहे हैं वो कर लेने दीजिए। उसके बाद वो सोचे कि हम कैसे कर रहे हैं, उस तरह वो राज करने की सीखें।
जी, धन्यवाद ढिल्लों साहब हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए। Let me also go across to Subhash Sharma, who is the BJP General Secretary, joining us also on this broadcast. And Subhash Sharma, your first reaction to the Punjab Congress tweeting out saying that they will be making an announcement about their chief ministerial face at 7 p.m. and through that video signaling once again that it might be a clear fight between Navjot Singh Sidhu and Charanjit Singh Channi. What do you have to say on that?
I think it's a desperate move of the Congress party. Congress can see the writing on the wall that Congress is diminishing in Punjab. People of Punjab, they are not liking Congress because of the misrule, because of the mafia raj, because of the infighting. So अगर हम कहें कि एक तरह से ध्यान हटाने के लिए वो मुख्यमंत्री का चेहरा लेके आना चाह रहे हैं, पर मैं आपको बताऊं कि ये और ज्यादा मुश्किल आने वाली है, क्योंकि अगर वो चन्नी साहब को मुख्यमंत्री का चेहरा घोषित करेंगे तो नवजोत सिंह सिद्धू का जाना तय है। कांग्रेस का डिवाइड और बढ़ेगा, कांग्रेस की लड़ाई और बढ़ेगी। और अगर वो सिद्धू साहब को मुख्यमंत्री का चेहरा बनाएंगे तो जो उन्होंने पिछले 3 महीने में एक स्टैंड लिया था कि हमने एक दलित को मुख्यमंत्री बनाया है पंजाब में, कांग्रेस को देश भर में मुंह दिखाना जो है वो मुश्किल हो जाएगा। तो मुझे लगता है कि कांग्रेस एक बहुत बड़ी उसमें फंसी हुई है। वो किसी को भी करें, नुकसान होना तय है और कांग्रेस का डिवीजन, कांग्रेस का बंटवारा होना तय है।
Alright, धन्यवाद Subhash Sharma ji as well as Gurbinder Singh Dhillon for joining us here on the podcast. We'll wait and see what really happens and what announcement is made by the Congress party at 7 p.m. this evening.